Hi, this is Sylvain in a special edition of classical music, as much as modern music like I would say crick boom, post crick boom that violinist, yeah, not violence, but violin is not in question. But I'm more into the guitar compared to Perlman, supposedly. Fortunately, yes. So that's like easy way, like I'm in tune in open G, open G, G, open G. Open G to play some some Spanish authors, Spanish or South American, because I'm really into that stuff. I'm into that, like that song. So you gotta be to play Enrique Granado's Danza Espanola, number Tedesco team. Many you have to yeah. You can use this one. This one is tuned normally. So, of course, I don't get the cam. See this one. It's tuned normally. You see, if I play tune normally, listen. See, open G and open G. A little difference. It doesn't show as much. If you remark, you gotta go to here. If you go to here, if you where's my pick? So I did buy myself a treat again in music. Of course, it was not previously. It was not so. Buy myself some Jim Dunlop picks from the United States of America. United States of Americans. Wow, hey, I'm so glad to know that. So I could buy something else, but on internet. But the store is nearby. The store. There's many stores. I know the store is nearby, just at the corner of the street. So it was good for me to. Of course, I buy something else too. Sometimes I buy some strings, or maybe an interface. In French, they call it. It's like interface in French for interface. I bought myself with a recorder. I didn't try yet, but I will buy myself for this weekend. NASCAR. No, not a NASCAR. I'm not rich enough. Tascam, that little recorder. That's an audio as well. I don't have it. And an audio recorder. It's a portable audio recorder that his name. Everyone knows that today. To record everywhere I want to record, because most of the time I'm not here to try my guitar or my flute or so this is so uneasy, but some old Spanish songs, like yeah, like even Rodriguez is not so easy. Maybe at a time, 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Okay, like Renado's Enrique Granado, like Enrique Iglesias, but I think it's just a coincidence, or I think it's just a random. Because I do this like relatively similar show. Sorry, but with a little change. If you play it, this one is with time probably playable, but danza española numero. You see, it goes from lower to a very high notes like goes up to, you see, the guy who played that, who composed that, probably did compose maybe for a piano. Maybe he did compose that song on a piano like many, like even Rodrigo plays, play most piano, because was a blind guy, a blind man. So could be composed or created on a, from a piano, from a grand piano or a piano or normal piano, like probably not Tariga, probably not Tariga. So that's it. That makes the transposition, like the not translation, I would say transposition on a classical guitar. Before they were smaller guitar, that maybe heavier, but not all were as heavy as this C.M.A.L. So it was 6 strings. It could be a different number of strings, like Narciso Yepes did used. A lot of people did not regular classical guitar or even a guitar. It could be a mandolina, could be a mid mandolina or a lute. So in the 19th century, most next to the harpsichord and clavichord and even I don't know, forte piano. There were so they created the forte piano. For that grand piano. So it was easier, for the creator, it was easier to use a piano that was already tuned, and just using hands and not having to change strings every day or different from the wood of the guitar for the tuning job. So I'll just show you a bit about Enrique Granados. That I have the recordings. I can show you my treasures of London, treasure of Royal Crown. Buckingham plates. So I've got it. You see, they're all how to learn the guitar. You get all kind of disc. You can see all my discs. So and to real recordings. Still usually, still that's not crap. That's the 4 tracks tapes are not so cheap. Sound if you consider that everything was made from magnetic. Everything was made from magnetic tape. Yeah. Electromagnetic tape. And don't trash the the old. If you get none as to use to record, just a minute. I'll put some. So just a minute. I règle. Now I'm Spanish. No, I'm a blondie. No, I'm a blondie. Blondie. So happy of my Windows 10 Professional 10. So that's it. It's about so. If you find that, that's a nice discovery. But from known stuff, very known stuff, very known guitar stuff for the even for the amateur. The old soul recordings with he plays with guitar. Says so. I think it's a 10, it's 9 strings guitar or 12 strings. Like what did Narcissus Rebel? What he did with some not necessarily by himself, but he made a guitar. Making 12 strings. You know the lute. It has such numbers of strings. You know the ancient the lute like Bach or Weiss has so many strings. So he made craft a guitar with the same numbers of strings as the lute, the traditionalist lute in Spanish, like some authors like that, like probably. So everything is wait, everything. Sorry, everything on this recordings. It's made of. There's 5 discs. Went on in the 1990s, but that collection is a Guitarra Spagnola on Deutsche Grammophon de Narciso Yepes. So everything he made like with his great number of strings guitar, classical guitar. Well, I think it's a classical guitar turned into a lute with vinyl with normal strings. Not catgut, like they wear. That's the name. Catgut strings, like the lute in the Middle Age or next Middle Age, you see, until probably 18th century. So on that, yeah, there's authors from the time. It was lute more than even Baroque guitar, even more than Baroque guitar or vihuela. It was also the vihuela à la manero de Ludovico. That was not so easy like the ancient, like in time of Christophe Columbus. Yeah, it was not so easy to follow the guy probably, or to maintain the rights of having been compared to that guy, in a way of talking, and a manero de talking. So like Fernando Sor, the 10 studies of Fernando Sor was on about the classics, the guitar next to Bach. There was the vihuela, classically I named that, just generally named the guitar there was. Some they were making the guitar with a turtle shell, a big turtle with the shell. The shell. He was making a guitar. There's still some examples of in the museum of those guitars from the 16th or 17th century. With a shell or with any material, they could do an instrument of with strings, like an harp. They could an harp. There was also harps. Like an harp, they could use just a stick, like an harp. We call that a harp. Making something out of one string too. One string with an arch with a bow, like in English, it's an arche. They call it a bow on one string, like in India or in China, like you can see today on internet. So back to genesis of the guitar. Like Narvaez, I can read. Solaire. That's Solaire, Antonio Solaire, that I made on other videos. I did show a bit of theoric about Antonio Solaire. That was a guy like in a bit before, I think, before Sextas, or at the same time, or back. I think it's way back to way back to black. Black kind of sombre, like dark tones, like using dark tones in time on a harpsichord. I think Soler did his work on, I don't know, principally I think on probably on harpsichords that Antonio Soler made his sonatas, or wrote sonatas. Probably there was other instruments in time of the 18th century. Early 18th century. So that was in time of lute, like Antonio Soler. Lute, but probably a very maturity work for lute, probably next to 1700 until probably late 18th century for the end of the lute exception, lute exception. So the keyboard went on, keyboards like the Virgin, the old Virgin, the old Virginal, not Virgin, but Virginal, or the Pinewood was made from pinewood, like the Epinette. Like the Epinette or the Pinewood or Epinette or Spinet. I think it's Spinet in English. A Spinet. Yeah, it was maybe Spinetta, Spinetta, Spinet. I think it was Spinet and Epinette that did use like a back did use for creating his notes. Creating his notes, he was using with his left as well. He had his paper on his right. I think it was I don't think it was a left, maybe, I don't know, ambidextre, but with the right he was writing, and with the left he had his spinet, or his little keyboard with about 30 or less notes to write to write his masses, or to write his suites for next to it. There was an organ in the Chiesa. There was an organ in the church. We all know that. So you can okay, you can one would like to hear that. It's very nice sound, very articulated, but a very it's very stiff, yeah. I mean, very close. I was reading Narciso was able, like Segovias or Villanueva or Castelnuovo, Villa Tedesco, whatever name. I think he was knowing to read and to write, like Cipso, or Segovia. Segovia. He could write. His studies very known compared to guys. Did this one did tour. This did tour in America. I think he did tour in North America, tour in the United States. Went to Europe too. Yeah, went to Europe to Alhambra, like you see that's Alhambra. You see the castle. I think c'est Alhambra. See the castle where Segovia made his life. Andres Segovia made his life on this under this palace. Yeah. So it's Alhambra. I think it's Alhambra. There's Alhambra. I count on my fingers. Alhambra, like place Figueria, Alhambra, or place where father could be now, but finally he got burst. He got burst here. Unfortunately. So okay, that's it for the first this video. That's all. Okay, because it's a bit past 20 minutes of long time length. So okay, there's one following if you're interested. One following about the guitar. I'll play the guitar to show you easy steps, or everyone would be happy to have so much head like mine, or brain like mine. No, joking. No, kidding. Okay. See you